Hayling Island rail branch, often referred to as the Hayling Billy, was a popular tourist and commuter railway. It connected the island to Havant and the mainland. 50 years after its closure, a heritage lottery-funded project has helped to restore some of the history of the line and teach a younger generation about its background. Now the project is complete, our reporter Rhea Barton was at the celebration of its finishing to find out more.
The Hayling Billy Railway closed its doors on the 2nd of November 1963, and now some of the area where the tracks once stood on Hayling Island are part of a nature reserve. The 3-mile footpath, coined the Hayling Billy, runs along the track bed, and visitors are able to walk where the line once was. But for some locals of Hayling, the footpath just wasn't enough of a tribute to the once buzzing tourist and commuter hub, and they wanted to see more done to educate locals on the history of the Hayling Billy.
This particular area of Hayling is absolutely a jewel in the crown of the island, and it wasn't being recognised as such and not being promoted. Working at the oyster beds gave me the opportunity to wander about and see what was around, talk to people, and I ended up thinking, I've got to talk to the landowners. We want to turn things around because I knew I was powerless to do anything on my own.
And turning it around is exactly what Peter did. After contacting the surrounding councils, heritage lottery funding was secured to run an engagement programme with local schools. Children were able to visit the line and learn first-hand about its history. Also, as part of the funded project, the railway's original signal tower was restored and benches and notice boards put up along the footpath.
It brings back its cultural history, it puts the line back into context, and it's showing, restoring the signal in itself is bringing the only artefact left on the line which you can actually see, and to bring it back to working order is fantastic. But it's really to engage with the local people so they realise this brilliant path along the edge of Langston Harbour was once a railway line, and it's very important from an environmental point of view because it's next to an internationally important harbour. So it's bringing those elements of the environment, cultural history, community involvement all together, and it's brilliant. It's been a great project, and actually seeing the end result, it's great to see. And so many more people using it now and really loving it, so it's great.
Peter explained more about the history of the treasured Hayling Billy.
A lot of people remember it for being a tourist railway, but actually the context was that it goes back to the Napoleonic Wars. What was found was that we were losing too many ships in the English Channel, trying to traverse the Channel and go into the port of London from where things were distributed. So there was a move afoot where they were proposing that Langston Harbour became a merchant's harbour, with the naval base being the opposite side of Portsmouth, so it would be well safeguarded, and it would be a safe port in which to bring shipping in, and then to move it by rail to around the country. And it's in stages. It developed into the railway that we have.
The project was a collaboration between many different areas of the community, and it is this aspect of the work that Peter thinks is most commendable.
I think it's a wonderful thing because there's lessons to learn in this, for all of us, by the way. The whole process has been a lesson, and it'd be nice that people take away with them a belief that they can make a difference, and what it needs is working together as a team.
The project has been a welcome improvement to the area for locals that remember the railway in its heyday. For them, the line is a treasured part of local history, and educating the next generation on its significance has been a worthwhile experience. And of course, the restored signalling tower now stands tall on the shoreline to offer some visual nostalgia. This is Rhea Barton for That's Solent.